Between all the AI generators out there, it can be very hard to know which one is the right for which job, and which one is worth it to learn. So today I want to compare the 6 different AI image generators that are common out there and help you choose which one is the right tool for the job. Well, let's get started. Let's start with a comparison. The first one is DALL-E. DALL-E is kind of like the Windows of the space. Financed by Microsoft, didn't invent the tech but popularized it, and doing it pretty poorly. It's easy to develop with, but limited in features. At least it used to have a free tier, but not anymore. It can produce pretty decent images, but compared to the other models on this list, I don't know why would anybody use DALL-E, unless it's just through an API and just to mark check on having an image generator. You use and control DALL-E with a dedicated area on OpenAI's website. It does decent outpainting, but again, nothing the other engines don't have. However, it's big enough that we cannot ignore it. DALL-E is also the engine behind Bing's new image generator, so you can use it actually for free inside Bing. Some of its features: it has image generation, it has in-painting and out-painting. Pros and cons. Pros: it's very easy to use as an API, and it has a very easy to use interface. The cons are it has mediocre quality, relatively high price. It's like $15 for 15 images, while Midjourney, for example, is $10 for 200 high-quality images. Let's see how its scoreboard looks like. Polish, it gets a 3, realism a 4, control 3, ease of use 4, and a value for money at 2. I don't think it's worth it at all. It costs $15 for 15 credits. It used to have free credits before the 6th of April 2023, but it doesn't have it anymore. But it can be used for free inside Bing, so enjoy it while it lasts. Next on our list is Midjourney. Since launching in February last year, Midjourney has been making amazing progress. It's been trained by human feedback, and it has by far the most realistic images of all. You use it inside Discord with a Discord bot, and while not everybody is a fan of this, David Holtz, Midjourney's creator, says people like to create together, and the best way to do it is in a shared chat, and that is why it's in Discord. Midjourney is at the moment the only image generator that has realistic hands, well, no nightmare fuel here, and is great at generating logos, designs, and not only photos. Midjourney also has a special Niji mode, which is designed for anime. Midjourney used to have a free tier, but as of the last few weeks, it has been discontinued, and now there's only a paid tier. However, I personally think it's definitely worth it. The $10 a month gives you 200 images with the best engine out there by far. Midjourney, however, does not have any special abilities like in-paint or out-paint or animation or anything or training of your own model, but it is pretty good at image-to-image generation. Because of that, I'm gonna give it a little bit of a lower on control, but much higher in quality. By the way, check out my detailed Midjourney tutorial over here and in the link in the description, and come to our Discord to try it out. Some of its extra features: it has image-to-image generation, it's very good at logos, UX design, icons, dashboards, a bunch of things. Just try it out. Pros and cons. Pros: it has proper hands, finally one model that has proper hands. Ultra-realistic, very pleasant images, extremely realistic generation in general, pretty good image-to-image generation. However, some of its cons is limited control. It doesn't have anything like in-paint, out-painting, an API or training, so it's limited in that sense. As far as the scores go, it gets 5 for polish, 5 for realism, 3 for control, 3 for ease of use because of the Discord, and value for money is 4 because the quality you get for $10 a month is amazing. In terms of price, it's $10 a month for about 200 image generations, $30 a month for unlimited generations with slower speed, and $60 a month basically for stealth mode, which means that nobody can see the images you generate because all the other images you generate are public inside the Discord and the Midjourney website. Alright, next we have Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion is an open source image generator. What does it mean? It means that all the source of how it's made is available to the public, and anybody can take it, modify it, cook its own version of Stable Diffusion, and use it anywhere they can get it to run. It also means that anybody can add features and improve Stable Diffusion as they see fit, and people absolutely definitely do that. From training it on their own images, be it anime, favorite artists, realistic photos, and even nudity, to adding animation features and crazy ways to control what Stable Diffusion generates. Because it's open and easily available, there's a bunch of forks of Stable Diffusion in the wild and a bunch of different ways you can run it. You can run it on your own computer, in the cloud, to one of the many services such as Leonardo.ai or Playground AI, but just to name a few out of like tens of such services. Some of its extra features is ControlNet, which gives you a very high granularity control over the image generation, animation, depth images, line art images, 360 images, custom models, running locally, upscaling existing images, custom training, and the fact that it's constantly improving, so whatever I say in that list is not going to be relevant within like half an hour after that video is being published. Some of its pros and cons. Pros: it's super customizable, it can be used for free, it's super powerful and expandable, it's constantly improved, and you don't need to pay $60 a month just so nobody can see the images you generate. Some of its cons: it's hard to learn, requires either a server or a GPU, and can be a little bit unstable. How are its cores? Well, in terms of polish, it gets a 4. In terms of realism, it gets a 4 as well, because it depends on which model you use. Some models are extremely realistic. However, it still didn't solve the hands issue like Midjourney just did. Control, it gets a 5, because you can control every single thing. Everything here is controllable. Ease of use is 2, you have to learn it, and value is 5 because it's free. And yeah, the most powerful engine is free. In terms of price, you can run it locally, but you need a GPU, which can be between $300 to $1,300. Or you can run it in the cloud, either for free with Google Colab, or up to about $1 per hour on a dedicated server. Okay, next one is Blue Willow. Well, Blue Willow is kind of an ugly duckling, because I couldn't find any information about the company, even though I really searched. And we don't know what they do with the information or how they keep it running for free, which is a kind of open question. It generates okay images, kind of similar to Stable Diffusion without customization, which kind of makes me think that maybe it actually runs Stable Diffusion inside, but they don't admit it. And its interface is basically a copy of Midjourney, which is kind of funny because a lot of people don't like Midjourney's interface to begin with. Its main advantage used to be that it was free, but even that is no longer really true, because now they ask for subscriptions to try the latest features, but it still has a pretty good free tier as well. Basically 10 images a day you can generate for free. As a free model to play with, it's nice, but I don't see why I would pay for it. And it's available in the Hacking Modern Light Discord as well. Check out the link in the description right now and go play with it. I mean, it's free. Even if it's not the best, it's still worth playing. Alright, as far as pros and cons go, the pros: it's similar in use to Midjourney, but still has a free tier. So that's a big pro, but basically kind of the only one. As far as cons go, it's not as realistic as Midjourney and not as controllable as Stable Diffusion. As far as the scores go, polish, it gets a 3, realism 3, control 2, ease of use 3, and total value is 2. Price for the paid tier is $5 a month for 50 images a day, $10 a month for 100 images a day, and $20 a month for 200 images a day. All of them come with access to version 4, Blue Willow's newest model. Next is Adobe Firefly. The biggest advantage of Firefly is that unlike all the other models that were trained on whatever images they could find on the internet, Adobe has its own stock photo site that they use to train the model. And it's a pretty good model at that. Firefly has all kinds of text effects, and in fact, it's the only model on this list that can generate actual text. But the real kicker comes when Adobe integrated Firefly into Photoshop, and now it can be used inside Photoshop, and that's super powerful. Also, it's free for now, or included in the Adobe Creative Cloud that most designers anyway have. All you need to do is download the beta version of Photoshop. It's available right now either to the link on Adobe's website, linked in the description as well, or in the Photoshop beta. As far as features go, Photoshop integration, I'd say that's one of the top ones. The fact that it's copyright and rights clear, that's a big advantage to some people. And you have good control over what kind of style it generates without fiddling with prompts. As far as cons go, honestly, I mean, I don't see any at the moment. It's a good model, it works, it's free or close to it. Why not use it? As far as cores go, polish is 3, realism is 4, control 4, ease of use 4 and value 4 as well, because the price is either 0, $9.99 per month, with even student discounts available if you need it. Next model is Kandinsky. And Kandinsky was developed by the Russian bank Sberbank, more specifically its AI department, together with the Moscow AI Institute. And yeah, while I know that it's popular to hate on Russia at the moment, they used to have good AI teams, and many of them are moving out of Russia right now and relocating elsewhere. So we might see this model with its team moving out as well, or not. Doesn't matter, the model is still good. At its core, it's very similar to DALL-E and combined with kind of stable diffusion. And it also has the style control similar to how Firefly, you can choose different modes and different controls. It has really great outpaint similar to DALL-E, and overall a very pleasant model to use. It's available right now on fusionbrain.ai for free. As far as features go, it has in-paint, it has out-paint, it has various drawing styles, and it's pretty easy to use its interface. Pros and cons. The pros, it's a great model with good control, different than all the standard Stable Diffusion clones. It's free to use for now and simple UI to use. And no, it's not in Russian or hosted on a Russian server. As far as cons go, it has limited customizability. You cannot train custom models or customize it in any way, but the model itself is basically open, so I expect that others will add or modify this model going forward. Alright, as far as cores go, polish is free, realism is free, control 4, ease of use 4, and value 5 because, well, it's free for now. Alright, summary. Since generative AI appeared, we started seeing a bunch of interesting and powerful models. So what's the answer to which one should I use? Well, that depends. If you're just looking for a quick tool to create a great image and you don't mind the $10 a month price tag, well, definitely use Midjourney. If you do mind the price tag, use Kandinsky, at least as long as it's free. And if you're looking for the ultimate control and want to be able to do everything and don't mind a learning curve, well, Stable Diffusion is your tool. If you need something quick to integrate into your own app, DALL-E has by far the easiest API to use. However, Stable Diffusion has great APIs as well. Some of them are linked in the description below, and they're a little bit more complicated to use, but not much. And if you're using Photoshop anyway and just need a quick outpaint for some quick fix-up, use Adobe Firefly. They are all pretty amazing, and it's just crazy to think that just 18 months ago this technology wasn't available to us at all. And now we can be picky about which model we're actually gonna be using. Alright, I hope that you learned something from this video. These models are amazing and are only gonna be improving from now on. Be sure to visit our Discord community in the link below and share the most amazing things you can make with these and other algorithms. And as always, see you soon with a fresh new digital life hack. Speaking of the algorithm, don't forget to like this video and tell the YouTube algorithm that more people should see it. And subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any of the digital life hacks. Until next time, bye bye.